welcome back to my recreation of the speed art project I saw. In the first video, I realized after I uploaded it that my mouse was not showing and the clicks were not showing. So I fixed that for this video. And again, sorry about that. So the first video we did on this portion of the window, or the storefront. On this portion, we're going to be doing the door right next to it. And given time, we'll also do this post, which is just on the other side of the door here. So come along with me and we are going to get this going. The first thing that I wanted you to see was, because I made this extrusion up here, and because we did these bevels on the corners, if you remember, we have some verts here that are not the same. If you see when you click on one, the whole edge doesn't get selected. Click again, and the other one is selected. It's hard to get in there and see, but there you go. Now we've got one. So what we're going to do is turn occlude off. We're going to do a little border select around all of these verts. There's actually two there. Do Alt plus M and choose at center. It's the same thing on this side. So we're going to do deselect all with A, B for border, select them, Alt M, and merge at center. That leaves us the ability to right click and select this whole edge loop. I'm going to extrude it on the X axis, and I'm going to bring it out to probably about here. And if I did right, I think I was doing it at about 9.5 on my test run. So that's too big. Let's go back here again. Pull it back to about 0.95. Oh, just a little bit of nudging. Let's move in. So grab on the X, and we can nudge it over. Zoom in again. Grab on the X, and we can nudge it over. There we go. So that's good to start with. I think we might be making it a little bit bigger. Honestly, I can't remember at this point. But if we need to make it bigger, it is not a big deal. We can do that. So in this area is going to go the door. We're going to have a little decoration on each side of the door as well. And we'll have two portions of it, the door front and then a little overhead window. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and make two edge loops here. We're going to scale them up on the X until they come out to about there. Do two more in the middle, and these will scale out as well to about there. This is going to be our door right here. So let's go ahead and we're going to select face select. We're going to make another edge loop going across this way, maybe right about there. And let's go ahead and just hit scale Z 0 to straighten that out, and the enter key. There we go. Now back to face select mode and select these 9 in here. This is going to be the actual doorway. We're going to take all of these and extrude with Y, going inside like that. That's going to be the door entrance. Let's give our doors a little bit of decoration here. Let's go ahead and we are going to very slightly, let me see if I can get a good angle here for you. Don't think I'm going to get one just right way, so we're going to extrude on the, there you can see, extrude on Y. You can see the depth that we've done here, not too big, just a nice little one. We will go ahead and select this face and inset it about there. Let me see, let's do both of these faces at the same time. So inset. No, when we do that, this edge doesn't actually get inset because what happens is it doesn't know which way to go, towards this area or the top area. So we'll have to do each one individually. We'll do inset on this one first to about there. We'll do this inset next, and it is just a little bit bigger than the top one. Comes in just a little, see? Comes in just a little bit further than the top one. Alright. Then we are going to take both faces and let's extrude them inward like that. Perfect. They're about the same size going inward. This one, let's inset again. And this time we're going to extrude this one outward. Just a little bit of a variation there, I guess. That's what he's got, and it looks good, so we're going to stick with that. After that's done, let's go back into Vertex. Okay, let's go ahead and give this some edge loops up here. 2 of them. There we go. And that is good. Well, before we do that, let me go back. Before we do that, let's take this face and this one. Let's go ahead and inset those and extrude on the Y inward to about there. Put in our 2 edge loops, and we do want them to be, you know, I did that wrong. Sorry. I did that one wrong. I'm going to grab all of these here, and I'm going to extrude them inward. No. Inset them. I'm trying to remember exactly what he had, and getting a little confused, but it just takes a minute to come back. Alright, now the edge loops. Perfect. Alright, now what I want is 5 equal sections here. So you can see these are not equal. These are a little bit bigger than these ones are. So we're just going to fix that. We're going to take these two and scale them together a tiny bit. We're going to select this edge loop. Let's turn occlude back off. Go into front view. Going to border select this whole edge here. And we're going to move it over just a little bit like that. Border select this side, and we're going to bring it in a little bit. So we have about even pieces up here. Going back into face, let's select these 3 faces. Hit E for extrude and snap them back where they came from. Go into vertex select. We can use our circle select to deselect these top ones. Whoops, circle select. Deselect those, and then pull these down. We'll do that same thing down here so you can see it. Face select mode, whoops, face select, not edge. I'm going to hit E to extrude them. vertex select, circle select to deselect the outer edges, and then it allows me to just pull these ones up. So that is pretty good. Now the next thing that he has is some detail on both sides of this door opening. So in order to get better, let's turn occlude off. I'm going to do A for nothing, B for border, and I'm going to grab this door and pull it over a little. Grab this edge. Whoops. Let's do it this way. Clean mesh, it was selecting all the way around. And let's extrude this one a little, or pull it over a little. Alright, so 2 edge loops here. Scale them out on the X. 2 edge loops here and scale them out on the X. Face select mode. We're going to select these faces and these ones. Extrude them on the Y. There we go. Alright, let's do some more edge loops here, 2 of them. Two of them on this one. Back to face. And let's just select straight down. And then straight up the center here. Extrude again. And there was nice detail. Alright, so yeah, they all look really nice and even, cool. And you can see that that is really starting to look really good. I really like the way that he designs what he's doing. I'm finding some inspiration of my own. A few things that I'm seeing him do. I'm thinking I'd like doing that in my own version of an area, something like this. Alright, so that's it for this portion of the door, but since this is still a rather short video, let's go back in here and go into vertex select. We are going to select this edge here again. Let me just do it this way. Top view. We're going to take this and let's just move it out a little bit. Maybe like that. That looks pretty good. We're going to extrude it on the Y. Let's bring it out. Let's go about halfway through here. Extrude it on the X. Extrude it on the Y. And we don't have to worry about where we end up here because we can just shift right click on this one. Use active element. S, Y, 0, enter. And you could see that those had snapped up to where this was. Okay, cool. We're done with that part. Let me turn occlude back on. It's a little easier to look at sometimes when you have occlude turned off and you can see through the mesh. Because it's 3D, you start seeing things backwards and a little odd and weird and such. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is go back into face. Select these. Select those 6 faces and extrude them. And then we're going to scale them inward, but not on the Z. So S, Shift, Z. And again, I forgot to turn my pivot point back to median. So scale, Shift, Z, and scale those. Actually, we do want to scale it on the Z, because that's actually how I had it. Like that there. Alright, now I'm going to take this side and I am going to inset it right there is good. This one, hit I and enter. Whoops, no. Hit I and bring it in. I and bring it in right there. I think that's good. We're going to take these two and extrude it on the Z, or the X, sorry. Extrude on the Y, and extrude on the X again. I think I want to take this one in a little bit more. We'll just pull it over like that, and there we go. That one's done. The next one he has done is about the same. So we're going to take all of these and hit E for extrude and scale them down like that. This face we are going to inset. Alright, we're going to extrude on the X, extrude on the Y. You see here, I don't want to go too far because I went so far back that you could see this part. This is the extruded in part, and I didn't want to bring this one back. Let me see if I can get a better angle there. You see here, I didn't want these to interfere with each other. So let me just grab on the Y. There we go. And that's good. Let's take all three of these faces and let's inset them again. I'm going to extrude this out. Extrude this out. Extrude. Alright. Now remember what we did down here to the bevel? We're going to do that to all these corners. So it's going to edge select. And a little trick, if I hold this, my mouse, if I click on this edge while I hold Alt and Control, it'll pick all the edges going around. So Alt Control Shift will add this to the selection and that to the selection. This way, when I do Control B, they all get done. And then from here, I can go into my settings and I can change this. I think he went with width, but I'm going to go with offset and just increase that amount a tiny bit. And I like that. Alright, so there you go. We have the window storefront right there. We have the door and an area above the door for things. Oh, you know what? Let's do one more thing he did in his. Let's put a couple of edge loops up here. We are going to select three faces, this one, and this one. We're going to scale these in, but not on the Z, so extrude them first, sorry, and then scale them in, not on the Z. Go back into edge select, select these edges, select this edge here as a reference one for, active element. scale, Y0, enter. And that just kind of made them flatten back up over there. All right, and that is part number 2. And I don't know about you, but I think this is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying following along to his video. I really hope he doesn't mind. Alright, so when you watch the first one and got your first piece done, go ahead and watch the video once or twice, and then come back and follow along and get this part of your storefront in there. And in the next one, we will take the top edge of this and we will start working upward. So if you want to see that picture again, this is what we just made, the door and this column here. And in the next one, we'll start working our way up the front of that store. All right, please share, subscribe, and like the videos. Leave your comments and even leave maybe a screenshot of your progress and what you've done. I'd love to see what you guys are doing, and be sure to ask any questions if you have them. Bye.